My name is Junior. I am the founder and manager of Rookie's Coffee Shop.
Yeah, how you been, bro? Like, how's things going on at Rookie? How's the employer life?
Like, no cap lah, it's been like one hell of a year lah. Like 1 year here already, right? Employer life, wow, damn. You really see things from a different perspective and you start to realize that, there's just so much work, time, labor, a lot of thinking that goes into running a business. And it's very humbling, while also being fulfilling and like tough, I would say. Yeah.
Of course. He won the Singapore AeroPress Championship. But I just want to ask one question. Like,
Yes, sir. Yeah.
how has it changed since then? Knowing the fact that that you were recognized for winning the competition, then you travel to UK. How do you translate that experience back?
Right. So I would say translating, like the whole competition experience back to my day-to-day, my bread and butter, which is, running a coffee bar. I would say a big part of being able to transition that sort of competition mindset, the operation mindset, is due hugely and like in large part to Kurasu. So yeah, shout out to Kurasu, Angelo, and like everyone who's been along the way, along the journey with me from Odeon all the way to Waterloo. Yeah, but basically it's like in comms, it's like you have your ultimate recipe, and sometimes ultimate recipes are easy to pull off. Sometimes ultimate recipes are a bit more tedious, it's been more flapping around here and there. I wouldn't lie, like coming off comms that time I was very eager, I was like in that ultimate recipe kind of mindset, and I brought that to operations when I was at Kurasu. And yeah, I would hope that the coffees came out nice, but I was so told by like the team back then, like, hey, you gotta chill a bit, man. Sometimes it's about delivering like a good cup, promptly, and not like sacrificing like the welfare of like your teammates. And that really helped to like dial back, the way I sort of approach like brewing coffee like yeah, man, like it's super important to like brew like amazing coffee because we are working with like an amazing ingredient. But at the same time, it's like kind of have to prioritize your customers' time as well as like your team's welfare. And it's like, okay lah, like I get that. There can be a middle ground. Not everything has to be 110% of the time. Sometimes like 85-90%. If you can, 100 is great lah. But yeah, learning that was eye-opening for me in like the best ways possible. And yeah, you're right. The setup over here, we are like running 2 AeroPress brewers for our hand brews instead of the V60. And thankfully this time around, I managed to come up with a method that's a bit more seamless, so not so much faffing around. But the coffees come out, I would say, come out in a way which I kind of like value and enjoy as well. So I get nice flavor intensity and clarity. But again, it's also just like a fun way to brew coffee and like to let people know that, hey, the AeroPress is not just like a travel brewer or like a home brewing device. Can totally run in a coffee bar as well. Yeah. And I feel like more places should just do it.
For sure. Dang. Wow, that's like 2 years condensed into one. Almost.
Yeah, it's very dense. 2+ years. I would say.
Yeah. No, but it's crazy. I've seen how much you've grown.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's. I'm really proud of it because I'm really proud of how you've grown because it seems like you dialed it back and you understand like how to reserve yourself also.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's something that people with passion, people with things that they want to achieve, people with goals and artisanal things that, you know, is not according to the social norms or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Certainly, it does take a toll on us, lah, you know,
Yeah,
for sure.
for sure, man.
And may respect, bro.
Thank you.
Yeah. Since we're on the topic of change,
Yeah.
what are some things that you have taken notice with the trends? You know, how is our industry as an environment changing?
I would say that this one is like taken from a very precious mentor of mine also, but like I think what she once told me was, you know, a lot of people can make really good coffee already, you know, because like we have access to amazing coffee, we have access to amazing equipment. Then the big question she asked me back then was like, you know, what would make people come back to your place? And I was like totally like, it's like stumped lah, you know, I was like put on the spot, you know.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to answer, so I was like, you know, throw me a bone lah. And I remember very clearly she said like, it's like your space, your brand and your people. So yeah, I think things are changing. The industry will be, or hopefully should be more focused on hospitality. You know, I mentioned better gear, better coffee. You know, that will become even more available in the next few years, I'm very sure. That would optimize the way we as, you know, coffee people work. And it will free up more headspace to do, you know, run a better service, you know, provide better hospitality essentially.
Yeah.
So I see it going in a direction, putting a bit more time and attention into creating a vibe, you know, that you want for your space. Again, shout out to Kurasu, like really took a lot of notes from that, you know, from my experience working with you and working with the team. And then also just, you know, paying attention to how you do small things here and there to really like make people feel like, oh, what these guys do is effortless.
Yeah.
Make them feel good, and then just like focus on like, you know, hearing them out and like, you know, catering to their needs as best you can, you know.
Yeah, no, and speaking of that, I do notice that you do have some changes in your coffee offerings.
Yeah.
Would you like to talk a little bit more about that? You know, like, how's your journey? Like, what's something that you're focusing on right now? Should we expect something new soon?
Yeah. So in terms of changes, actually over this past weekend, I, for the first time, served my own espresso roast.
Nice.
Yeah. So shout out to Park Provisions. You know, Majid at Park Provisions is a great roasting teacher, by the way. So that was actually part of like a 10-week 10 session coffee module or roasting module that I took with him. And yeah, man, like it's been a very mentally taxing 10 weeks, you know, not because he's giving me stress, but because of the fact that, you know, it's made very apparent that, you know, we are working with excellent green coffee, you know, and we are already at a stage where we have the technology and knowledge readily out there to, you know, make sure that our roasts are at a base level grade. So the pressure is on you to sort of, you know, maximize that ingredient and make sure that you don't waste what is good. So on that note, you know, where I'm at in my coffee journey or, you know, coffee career right now is, so apart from being a founder of a, you know, of a spot, you know, brand director, managing a space, I'm also a budding coffee roaster right now. So that's the newest part of like the career / journey. And yeah, it's been exciting so far. Even though, like, you know, I've sort of in Majid's like books graduated from the roasting module. 10 weeks is not enough to fully learn all you need to learn or should learn, you know. So yes, everyone may expect more roasted, like, you know, rookies like roast, you know. So be it for filter or AeroPress or espresso, that's gonna happen for sure. Yeah. Again, coffee roasting is another skill set entirely, but as with brewing, you know, doing your own roast is another great way to express what you value, because ultimately it's all about taste experiences.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, bro. Thanks for sharing about your current up-tos, day to day, what you're investing on.
Right.
And we can't wait to try some of your coffees, bro.
Yeah, more to come soon, I promise.
Yeah.
Put in progress.
At the same time, I do remember passing you a grinder.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I really wanted to get your inputs on it because I just wanted to get your insights on, how in comparison to your other equipments and in terms of workflow, in terms of flavor profile, clarity, and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought maybe you'd be the best person to talk to.
Yeah. So, just to get around the speed, Angelo has very kindly loaned me a Varia VS3. It's an amazing grinder, by the way. Amazing single dose grinder. I've been having a lot of fun with it, by the way. And on the topic of those two individuals that we very much respect, yeah, man. I believe what we took away from that deep dive, the rabbit hole of learning was maybe sometimes we don't have to push a coffee too far. And I remember very clearly that there was a thing he said about some coffees, or basically every coffee has like its inherent like pros and cons, and it's our job to like highlight like its best qualities, and then to subdue like the not so pleasant qualities.
Yeah.
Can't have your cake and eat it, right?
Yeah.
So I'm very happy to report that the Varia has been letting me do just that. So I've mainly been running it for AeroPress coffees or filter coffees. I mean, single dose, you want to grind on demand, it makes complete sense. And yeah, it's got a wide range of settings because stepless. But I love that like the coarser grind sizes that I tend to work with have like provided for like really nice flavor clarity, intensity, nice sort of like tactility as well. So you're not drinking just like very thin kind of coffee. There is like a bit of substance to it. It's very pleasant, and again, maybe it might be because I'm brewing with the AeroPress.
Yeah.
So like the grind size is a bit different from maybe like a V60 or a Kalita. But on that note, because I grind slightly finer for an AeroPress relative to those cone-shaped drippers, yeah, man, I'm not really getting lots of fines from it.
Okay.
I've actually been able to particle match the Varia very closely to the EK43, which is, we all know as an industry standard.
Beast.
Yeah, it's a beast. It's a workhorse, absolute workhorse.
Grinders,
Yeah. Very happy to report that it's been fun and it's been working out great. And I would love for you to try some coffee. If you're down for it, man. Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, right.
Let's go get some coffees.